Hello, hello, hello. This is Perkins back again. Hey, I want to reiterate on the last video I made where I talked about automatic hell. It's not as easy to go to hell as you thought, as you've been taught, rather. And the reason I said that is, you know what, grace is put there, forgiveness is put there. You know what, and you focus on His love for you and not your love for Him. That's why I'm saying that, because religion has told you that you can do any little thing and you're going to hell. So it focuses more on you not making it to heaven. More emphasis on that, and never states or reiterates, because they don't even talk about it, but God's love for you. You know, and if somebody, think about it. Now, this is why I want you to follow me here. He gave up His life for you. You died with Him on the cross. You was on the cross with Him too, in the spirit. But He also came back. Let me tell you the reason He came back. He came back to walk His covenant out so He can make sure all the promises that He promised you was carried out. That's why He came back. He didn't have to come back, but He wanted to come back to make sure He could hold your hand and walk you through every promise that He promised so you can see it come to pass. See, grace is that. Grace is said, I'm forgiving you. I got you covered, even when you won't even cover yourself. You won't even forgive yourself, but I will. I know you didn't have a chance to say I'm sorry, or you didn't have a chance to do all those other things you want to try to do, whether it's a career or whether it's with a life in general, whether it's a marriage or you name it. You know what that situation is, whether it's a sickness. There's people that thought, when they're going through sickness, they think God is trying to tell you something, He's trying to show me something. He's not trying to tell you anything. Could be where you ate the wrong type of food, didn't take care of your body. But God ain't put no sickness on you to try to tell you anything. No, He did not. We've been taught that though. Now that's child abuse, He gonna put sickness on you to tell you something. He took your baby, your cousin, your brother. No, that was the enemy. That was the enemy done that. But you know what? When we focus on His love and His grace and pay attention to what our spirit is telling us on the inside, sometimes following the spirit is like trial and error. People say, no, the trial and error. It's sometimes you on your way home until you turn left. You turn left. It might sound crazy, but turn left. You don't know, you might just avoid an accident. Sometimes it might tell you don't go in today. All those kinds. That's how you learn to pay attention to your spirit. And the more sensitive you get to it, you'll recognize that voice. Is you gonna still make natural human mistakes? Yeah. But you can get better at hearing that voice, because that's what you want to be able to hear. And that's what I was saying earlier. God hears every one of your prayers. Every one of them. He got appointed time for all of that. It's not on our timetable. That's why we can't live life looking at the clock. You ever tried being at work looking at the clock and let time go so slow? Don't live life looking at the clock. Live life focusing on being your best self. Yes, being your best self. That's what you focus on. But that's what I was talking about so many times. People say, you know what? Because, people get pleasure out of making it so tough to get to heaven. People make a whole ministry off that. You're going to hell and all that kind of stuff. That sounds good. Used to just make me think all the time about what the world can I do to get to heaven, but it was just so hard to go to hell. I mean, so easy to go to hell, but you had to do every kind of stuff to get to heaven. But no, it's the opposite is true. God put so many safety zones and so many bumpers in place. They're called grace, they're called forgiveness, and they're called His righteousness. See, you don't step into your own righteousness. See, righteousness is your right standing, not in your own self, but in Him. It's kind of like a doctor's degree. Let's use that for example. Let's say you're a physician. He's going to anoint you with all the skill set, but you need a degree to get in that college. But He went and took all the tests, passed all the exams, gave you the paper. All you do is show up, hand it to the person in charge. There you go. There go my doctor's license. Got your name on it. You standing there, you do your operation. That operation that you're doing ain't based on your skill set, it's based on His skill set. So He's inside of you, showing you what to do. The credentials that you got is His. So when they look at, even though they don't realize it, when they're looking at you, they're looking at Him. When they're looking at Him, they're looking at you. You is in Him and He is in you. See, that's what I'm talking about. We think so much all of this stuff is based on us. What we done and what we didn't do, and how many times we paid our tithes, how many long we went to church, and how many revivals we went to, and all that kind. How many people we know on Mount Sinai, and how many prayer meetings we've been to, and how many revivals we've been to, and how many times we shot and fell out and spit and stomp. That ain't got nothing to do with it. That's good for you. How many times we fasted? Fasting ain't doing nothing for God. Fasting doing something for you. You know, all that stuff is nice, get your body under control. Tithe ain't doing nothing for God. It's doing something for you. Because all what he's looking for is your heart. If you get your heart, he got everything else. You know, that's what I'm talking about. That's the issue right there. If he got your heart, he got everything else. Like I said at the very beginning, everything about this Christian life is a heart issue. A heart issue. Okay? And hopefully that settles some of the conversation that some of the people was talking about, go a little bit deeper. And I'm glad they did, because I welcome your feedback. We can pull out scripts and we can talk about it. But I'm telling you, everything is based on God's love for you and not your love for him. Because your love gonna fail. Because if you're not feeling good today, you're gonna feel like you're loving much. You feel good, you get a news on the job, got a promotion, hey, you're gonna feel like loving a lot of people, doing a whole lot of things. But your boss tell you, look, we laying off people. Your love doesn't drop. But focus on his love for you and not your love for him. His righteousness and not yours. You'll realize it's not as hard to go to hell as you've been taught. Okay? Peace. Y'all take care. Till next time, this is JP.